Hi, it's Amelie. Today for just practicing, we're going to work on the Fantasie by Philippe Gaubert. So during the live stream, if you have any question, comment, just leave them in the comment section and in the live stream, and I will answer them. Yeah, so that piece for me, it's new. I never played it before, so I'm gonna sight read through it and just say what I think, how I would practice those different parts. First thing, I listened to it this morning. It's really a fantasy, so there's a lot of parts that are how do you call that? Like when you have a concerto and you just cadence.
Cadence,
yeah,
cadenza.
Cadenza. Oh, it's really cadenza. Like sometimes a piano plays just the first chord, and then for a whole bar you just play your stuff. So it's very interesting to take the piano part and maybe write down where the piano plays, so you know what's going on and you know where you're free and where you should be a bit more in time. One thing that's important, even though you're more free rhythmically, I think the notes that are on the beat should be a bit heavier than the other notes, so we still feel where the beat is. It's not because you're playing with the beat that it shouldn't be easy to follow rhythmically. Is it clear the way I explain it? Yeah? Okay. So I'll try that. So first interval is interesting. It's a big interval, so you have to be sure you... I think I would think of the B flat as being part of that D, like being a resonance of that D. And also be careful not to give a tonguing that's too intense on the first D. And yeah. I think that's okay. On the E, you can try to remove the pinky. It might help. It depends on the flute. Sometimes you don't need to, but it might help to do the E piano. And then, so it was pianissimo. Now I'm going to do the second phrase. Okay. So the E's were natural, but now we're going back to flat. Just a scale in whole tones. Yeah, it's just whole tones. And then pianissimo. When you have scales in whole tones like that, it sounds like Alice in Wonderland when she goes through the through the mirror. Do, 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 do. Is it okay with the beginning? Yeah, I think I would practice a bit that trill there. That part is a bit tough with the E's. What I do, I try to blow the E's a little bit this way. It helps because they're fragile notes. I don't think I need to breathe there. But it gives it a little something on the upbeat. I tend to do a B there, so I'll write the A because when sorry, it's alive. I'll write it down this way. I won't make the mistake again. Then we're in 6/4, so it's 2 beats of dotted half notes. So we should really feel the 2 beats. You subdivide, but still you should feel those 2 beats. So here it's written assez lent, which means pretty slowly. Très expressif, very expressive. Too slow? Yeah, I think maybe I'm playing that too slowly. Also, I would advise to practice that with a tuner because you have a lot of dynamics. Let's say playing it, you know, like at bar 21, you finish with a A forte and then you do a piano on 22. So, you know, just to make sure, sometimes having the visual support of a tuner and making the link between what you see and what you hear can be a good thing. I'll put it while I'm playing. It's not magical, you still have to listen, but it's a good tool. Tiny bit more. Okay. Is it okay for now? Any question? No? I'll continue. I'll do it. Oh, so here, en animant un peu means animate a little bit. That's at 22. And then a little bit further you have plus vite, which means faster. Then at 37 you have pressé, which means also faster. All those different ways of saying the same thing. That's French for you. Okay. I'll go back and I'll try to do that accelerando a little bit. go from 20 and try to do that thing, that faster. Sorry. Okay, I'll take my metronome now. Assez là, I guess you could do. Let's say you start 76 there, and then when you go a bit faster, maybe.
How would you practice
88.
Octaves in chromatics? Somebody said, je suis en train de travailler la danse de la chèvre, mais il y a une descente très rapide sur 2 octaves et chromatique, et j'arrive pas à la travailler.
Okay, so you want me to answer in French?
Oh, you answer in English because she knows both.
Okay, so you can just practice chromatic scales to begin with, and just on 1 octave to start. I don't know in Danse de la Chèvre what note it starts on. Is it a C sharp?
Might be.
I think it's like something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know it by heart.
We did a video about Danse de la Chèvre, I think.
Yeah, we have it just practicing about Danse de la Chèvre. But if you have something like that, let's say it's that. You should start by doing, you start on C sharp, then D, E flat. You can practice all your scales like that. You can start tonguing each note. This way you control every note. Then you can do it, you give a little accent every 2 notes. Then 3. Then 4. Then 6. And so on and so on. You know, well, not so on and so on. Just practice that and start on different notes, and you know, it can become your scales you do for a while until that becomes easy. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that does. I guess like it.
But start slowly. Like I did it a bit fast. Start slowly and maybe use your metronome to make it faster.
Cool.
Okay, so I was at En Anima. I think I would do it approximately at 88. Then plus vite, I guess 96. I would also listen to different versions and check with my metronome what it is, you know? Not just once, but listen like more actively than I did. Okay, I'll try this at 29. So that part I would have to practice it a little bit more than other parts maybe. I'll do it once slowly. I'll move my... Okay, because I'm sight reading. When I know things a bit better, sometimes I put my stand further away. Because when I play in concert, I try to just have the stand. The music is there as a little memory helper, but I kind of know the thing by heart. It's just, you know, just to make sure. But now I'm reading. Okay. Okay, I'll do that again, a bit faster. Let's see if I did. At 29, how's the piano part? Okay. It's there, so you can't do too much stuff, but at 37 you can. At 37 it's like is it 37?
Do you make the quarter notes shorter to account for the Q notes?
Wait, just one second.
Problem.
Do you make
the quarter notes shorter to account for the Q notes? You want to repeat that question, what I just said?
Do you make the quarter notes shorter to account for the Q notes?
Yeah, those small notes in there.
Oh, yeah, the ornaments? Yeah, of course. You have to fit all that in one beat. You have to fit all that in one beat. So it's like ta 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 ta. Yeah. But it's not totally measured. And then here it's like this. And it goes all the way there. Okay, so I know where I can be free and where I have to be a bit more in tempo. I'll go from 29. No. Okay, it's a beginning. For the high A flat, I would put those two fingers on to help, you know. So you do the A flat normal, and then with your right hand, you put those two fingers, the ring finger and the middle finger, down, and it helps to do it piano and in tune. Well, yeah, mostly piano. Okay, so obviously, if I was learning that to play in concert, I would need a lot of time to start. Like, that's my first reading. I leave it there and I come back and then I work more on certain aspects. But right now I'm just gonna go through the whole thing, so I can't really stop that much because it's gonna take too much time if I stop everywhere to make it perfect. 43. Okay, try to see, usually it's an arpeggio, not necessarily the normal arpeggios you're used to. Maybe it's a, you know, different combination, but just think of it as that, and this way you have to just group those notes and it becomes one thing that you group together instead of learning each note separately. Okay. Okay, so you have not chromatic and then chromatic, but it's twice the same thing but an octave difference. So once you know the first one, you know the second one. Yeah. Yeah, it's easier than it looks like. You see, if you group things, it gets easier. And I see it like that. Chromatic, then a whole tone down, up, and then chromatic, the whole beat. And then same thing as the first beat on the third beat, and same thing as the second beat on the fourth beat. Yeah? Cool. 45. Ah, no. I'll just write it here a second. I'll go from vivo. Okay. Okay, so that's easy. It's E, G, B flat, D, and then again. And then you go back down. So try to group things. Write down where it's more free and where it's not as free. I didn't do it that much. I just checked little spots, so you know you can be free on that. Practice with the metronome at first, but then eventually you'll add some rhythmical freedom, because there's a lot of places where you can be, because the piano just plays a chord and waits. Okay, so now the other part is more like it has to be more precise rhythmically. I'll try it not too fast first. Da 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 da. I'll try like that. Okay, let's say I do it a bit faster. You have all those little things that, let's say, 80. Takata, takata, ta 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 ta. If you have difficulty with that, start by practicing it all subdivided in 8 notes, you know, like, I don't know, maybe 160 per 8 note, like this. I'll start at 78. And so on and so on. But now I'll do it at 80 per bar. No, I won't sing that. I need to breathe. Okay, again. Those 10 notes in one bar, I just feel the beat and say, okay, I'm going from A to D. But if it's a bit difficult for you, maybe you can try to see. I wouldn't subdivide that. I would really just go taryam. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I don't know. I just go taryam and I go. Let's say, maybe you could practice it like that. You start slowly, let's say at 40, okay? And you go. And then you go a bit faster, let's say 50. You can also practice backwards, then at 60. And then you put it in context. You know, because you really have to feel that it's just a line going up and you just have to arrive on that note in time with the right beat. Yeah, so I think that's good for that. When you get in the low register, try to remember not to do this. Stay open. Keep the embouchure open. You see, I didn't do it right this time. Oh no, it's my finger here. Maybe a bit more contrast between the legato and the staccato. Okay, I'm going to turn the page. 115. I think that part needs to be practiced with a metronome, because yeah.
The piano's doing a lot.
Yeah, plus there's a lot of rhythmical things. Like at 141, you have to start doing you are subdividing every 8 note in 2. Now you have to subdivide it in 3. So you have to practice that. And also make sure you use triple tonguing. And if you don't know how to triple tongue, go on our video about double and triple tonguing. But mainly it's takata, takata, ta. So takata, takata, and so on and so on. I'll do it slowly once. I'm at 117. Yeah, okay. It's a sport event. You have to really prepare. Let's do it again faster. I'll try my best. Yeah, when you do the whole, yeah, it's not that much. When you do the ta 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 every 8 note, does every 8 note, but then it stops when you have the trills, and it starts back when you have a ta, and then it doesn't play. You can go, and then when you go that you do the last one, but there maybe since it does all the, I would figure out like, okay, you have 17 notes in 3 beats. So what I would do is I would do 5 6 6 1 2 3 4 5, then on the B flat 2 3 4 5 6, and then on A flat 2 3 4 5 6. So then I would go like this with the piano. Yeah, it's a G, huh? Yeah, it's a G. So I have to get to the G. I would give little for the piano too, and then we're together. Because here it plays and it keeps the same note until there. Okay. I'll do it without a metronome just once. I'll do it from 155. Oh, my flute is wet. for now. You know, I can't do much more than that for now. Now it's clearer, so if I was preparing that for a concert, I would know where to focus next. You know, when I start a piece, I like to go through it as much as I can, and then I know which parts are more of a challenge, and I use those parts sometimes as technical exercises in my practice.
Do you use taka 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 taka? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where?
I don't know, I think it's just in general. Like, I think that's what she was asking.
Okay.
In French, they don't know how to sing. Like, person's in French, but saying in English. So, yes.
Yeah,
That's
taka taka.
For double tonguing, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, I continue. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then it's modulating. Okay. Again, it's a scale in tones, whole tones. Okay, what's going on with the piano there?
I think it's doing holding notes. It's holding.
Yeah, I think so.
Pedal.
Wait. No, it's doing ta da da dum pa da da dum pa da da dum pa da da dum. So you have to be precise there. Am I right? Wait, because it's not the same edition.
Okay, happens. But there's not many changes in it.
Where is the change
page?
of...
Turn the page.
Oh, it goes both sides.
Turn back.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's... Ta-da-da-da, 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 ta-da-da-da. Yeah. Then it does kind of a little canon with the piano. The flute goes ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, and then the piano ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, just 2 bars after. Yeah, and then the flute gets more free at that big arpeggio at 206. Until at tempo. At tempo the piano starts again. Okay, so there you have to be a bit more strict with the tempo. I'll do it once slowly. It's easy because it's 9 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here I should do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. I'll do just that. No, I'll do the opposite. Just to practice it. Okay. good until there. So you saw how I practiced bar 182 and 83. I just subdivided everything 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I did it slowly, and I went faster and faster, subdividing in 8 notes, and then I did it per measure, but I went slower and did the same thing. And it's not because I did that today that I wouldn't do it another day. I would still need to do it again to make sure it's really up there. Okay. Now I'm at 206, and it's free there. There's no piano, but I'm still gonna practice it slowly once with the metronome. Here I'll go like this. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. Just for now. It's not that hard. So it's an arpeggio with F, A, and C sharp. And you have that every 2 bars. But you start with A on the first time, and then you have a bar of scale in whole tones. And then you have that same arpeggio of F, A, and C sharp. And you end with starting a scale in tone, and then you have the same arpeggio again. And then another scale in whole tones. So yeah, so if you see it like that, it's not very difficult. Well, it's easier. Practice that. That's interesting. I like the little staccato parts. I think it's yeah, it's my pen is lowering. I think it's got this nervous thing about it that's interesting. I'll do it slowly once.
It's really a conservatory piece, like a conservatory test piece.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'll make sure I really do it on the beat. I think it gives it more crunch. Ah. here, be careful because you have that last scale, and you have a B flat, and so it's easy to do it with the B flat here with the thumb, but make sure you remove it after the last B flat when you do the C. When you go back on the D, make sure you put your thumb not on the B flat, because you have a F sharp third octave, and F sharp third octave cannot be played with the B flat with the thumb. So I'll go from a tempo. I'll do it a bit fast. I'll do it faster once just for fun, just to see if I can. Where do you breathe? I think I would have to. Where's up here? I'll breathe here at 225 and then again 2 bars later. I'll do it without the metronome once, just to be more free a bit. No, no, no. I'm a bit late on that. No. Yeah, no. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, be careful there to be really crispy. It's easy to start it okay, and then it crumbles at the end. You have to keep it very tight, like
yeah, and like slow practice it all the time.
Yeah.
We're just showing the.
You have to start on a ka. On the F sharp, you go G ta kata 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 kata. Yeah, you start on a ka. Any question? Comment?
We have a couple questions for now at the end. Another one of those French things about conservatories and stuff. En France, dans le conservatoire, on a des cycles pour se situer dans notre parcours. On est à 3 qui sont composés de 4 années. Comment ça marche au Québec? You can answer in English.
Okay, so in Quebec, we have the conservatory as well. And there's cycles as well. I think it's similar. But a lot of people also go through the university system. Like, it's a bit different. So in Quebec, we have what's called Cégep, which is something unique. And I don't think anywhere else in the world has that. So high school ends a bit earlier, and then you have those 2 years where you can do a pre-university degree. So usually, like, I did music pre-university, and then I went to university. And you can also do a technique and go directly to work in Cégep. It's like a system that has 2 different outcomes. You can go pre-university or technical and go to work directly after 3 years. And so after you have bachelor's, then you can do a master's, or there's a lot of different degrees in the graduate studies. You can do master's, but you can do artist diploma and all those types of things, and then you can go to the DMA, like doctorate in music. So when you're in university, you have different, like where I studied, you could have general music, you could have performance, composition, musicology. You had different concentrations. So that's how it works here. Okay. And usually, if you want to study abroad, things are recognized. You just need to ask for recognition of...
when I come across a 16th rest in front of a 16th note, I ignore the rest no matter how hard I try. How do I fix that?
Can you say that again? A 16th
when I come
rest?
A 16th rest in front of a 16th note, I ignore the rest no matter how I try. Might be just not in there. Might be somewhere else, like regular music.
Yeah, a 16th rest. Yeah. Is it in front or after?
I think it's before or after. That's going to take a while to get back.
Because because I think maybe you see it as in front, but it might be after. What I mean by that is probably your 16th note and your 16th rest, probably the note is on the beat and the rest is on the upbeat. And so you can just think of it as an 8th note with a staccato. Just a short 8th note, probably. If not, I would need to see the music, because it's too vague for me to understand, really.
I'd like to ask about a posture problem I might be having after playing the flute for 10 to 15 minutes. My left arm begins to hurt quite badly, and I can't hold up the flute anymore.
Okay.
And since I'm an autodidactic and beginner too, I wonder if I'm having the wrong posture or if I need to take more breaks.
Okay. You should check our video about posture. It's pretty complete. Be careful. I see a lot of beginners or even pretty advanced students do this with, like, look at my arms here. A lot of people play like this. It's kind of cute, you know, you look like a bird, but it's not. Here, you're putting a lot of pressure on this arm, and then it goes all the way to the neck. You know, your articulations are not meant to be bent like this. Be sure you're not pulling your shoulders up. Yeah, maybe also if you're playing in one line, instead of turning your head to the left and bringing your flute to your head, you might be like this. And if you're like this, that left shoulder is being stretched out all the time, so it's difficult. That's pretty much what I see. Do you have an inline G or offset? Maybe that could be something, but usually it's not what the problem is. Like, I play with an inline G and I'm fine. But some people need an offline offset. It helps a lot. So maybe check those things, you know, for your arms not to be too high and your head to be a little bit turned on the left, and bring your flute to yourself. Check the video about the posture and tell us if it helped. Any more?
What else do we got here? What angle should the flute be held at?
Yeah, like, what's the angle here? I guess
like
40.
Just below 45?
Yeah.
Like 10 degrees below 45?
Yeah. You just, you know, like, I'm not sitting completely straight. I'm a bit, like, approximately 45 degree. And I just turn my head a little bit to the left and bring my flute.
Yeah, the flute comes to you, not to you go to the flute.
Yeah, the flute comes to you. Don't try to make it easier for the flute. I did that when I was young, and I hurt my neck badly.
The flute is a very notorious beast. It's not agronomic at all. We've been trying to fix the bloody thing.
And sometimes we just don't notice. I was playing, I was going like this, you know. Keep your chin inside. We tend to go like this. Keep your chin in. If you think about bringing your chin in, usually it puts things back in place. And also bringing your shoulder blades together, usually it also helps to not go like this, or you know, you can't put a lot of pressure on your shoulders when your shoulder blades are in the right spot. Low and together. Except when you're breathing, you know? They kind of give you a good massage in the back when you breathe.
I think that's everything. Maybe you want to close off now.
Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, if you're looking for a flute, you should check the Flute Center of New York. You can check on their website, flutesforsale.com. It's a number 4. And you get some perks, and it also helps us out. So use the code TFC. Everything's in the description below for what it gives you, a longer warranty and longer trial period, and you can try more flutes, and you help us. So that's great. Also, if you want to be part of Patreon, you can go on our Patreon, and you can help us for as little as $2 a month, and that gives you access to our live podcast, because we do a podcast, and the patrons have access to the patrons have access to the live version, and they can ask questions. And also on Patreon there's a lot of different tiers with different options. You can look at that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, more direct access to us.
It gives you a more access, like direct access through your questions, or in the different tiers there's different perks. And so we have merch, like that shirt that I'm wearing. The merch, it's under as well.
Yeah.
And also, next summer we will start a FluteCon. It's like a music festival online where with group lessons and warm-ups and all types of talks about different subjects. And so if you're interested in that, is it?
FluteCon.com.
FluteCon.com. You put your information, and we'll send you just your email, and we'll send you information when it's ready. If you're interested in having private lessons with me, just email us at info@theflutechannel.com, and we'll send you all the info. There's single lessons and bundles of a couple of lessons. We do that online. It's very efficient and it works very well. Am I forgetting something?
No, that's it. Maybe for something, but that doesn't matter. It's okay.
It's life.
Yeah.
So I hope this video was helpful. And if you liked it, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.